Jr. Today is Saturday, September 6, 1997. We're here today to discuss the Scott family history from the views of Miles Scott Sr., Clarence Ellis, and Lawrence Scott. And here they are.
My name is Alonzo Hardy Scott. I ain't supposed to say no more him. My name is Miles Davis Scott, Senior. My name is Clarence Edward Scott Ellis. My name is Lawrence Matthew Scott.
My name is Jeremy William Scott.
My name is Miles William Scott Jr.
Mr. Miles? Oh, can we talk a little bit louder?
Yeah.
My name is Miles Scott. This is Clarence Ellis. Oh, no, he's supposed to talk himself, ain't he?
Yeah, you go ahead.
I was doing my own My name is Miles Scott.
That's all you need to say.
Okay.
My name is Clarence Scott Ellis. My name is Lawrence Scott, son of Dan Scott.
Yeah, that's about talking.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we were just, trying to get this together from, our granddad, his name was Dan Scott Sr., and he was married to Haley Head Scott. And to that family, it was five boys and one girl. And they all are deceased now.
I guess you better name him.
That's the reason I said
his name.
well, yeah, the oldest boy was named Dan, and the second was Alonzo, and the third boy was Clarence, and the fourth one was Luther, and one girl, Martha Scott, and she was married to Charlie Cooper. And then Granddad married, his second marriage was married to Grandma Sane. What was her real name?
Really, I don't know the name.
Her name was Leanna, wasn't it?
Leola.
Leola.
I believe that's right.
And to that family, it was two children born, Whitley Scott and Hiawatha Scott. And they both are deceased now.
No, we're doing fine.
Yeah, we do.
That's where you want
to be close together. Okay, Clarence, you can tell what you know about the family.
Well, the only thing I know about the family was when I was real small. I remember, the only thing I really can remember, my mother, she was laying across the hearth during the decease. I was a little bitty, I guess 2 or 3 years old, and I can remember that. But as far as granddaddy or anything, I can't remember any of that at all. But I do remember her laying across the hearth. At that time, they had breaks and things at the house, and she was laid out across the hearth. And we lived on that Martin Binkley place out there on that old Coopertown, old Martin Chapel Road, I believe it was. And my daddy was janitor up at the Mount Zion Methodist Church. I remember going up there once, twice with him. They made him a member up there. He was a janitor up there, and he'd go up there and clean up, and they made him a member of that church. And that's about all I can remember as far as the granddad and all. I was so small, I can't remember them at all.
Yeah, I'm a little bit. I used to go up there with my dad at the church. And back in that time, you know, black folk wasn't folk going to church unless you just clean up the church.
Right.
But what we did, we would go to the revival side and listen at the window. So one night, one of the members decided if they can clean up church, they can come in church. So we went inside church, sit down, and she was just real nice at the time. And so much I could say. But we, at that time, we wasn't going to church out to Coopertown like we ought to be going. And we would, I think Lawrence and Clarence don't remember this, but we used to go out and run rabbits. And church we got to keep us more racket. Church after that they tell us not to run no rabbits. During church time.
No, I don't remember that.
No, you too young to that, Lord.
Oh, we were good back then about running down a rabbit. You know? We had a beetle hound. We would on Saturday and Sunday. That was our trade. To get
Almost outrun the
meat.
Almost outrun the dog.
Oh, yeah, we would run. We would get out there and every Saturday and Sunday we'd get our meat, rabbit meat.
You know, we just run up in the cupboard, Lord.
Yeah.
And then we get a great big pole and twist and get up there and pull that rabbit. Woo! Well, that was a good time back at the end, though.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. And then the summertime when we get ready to cut wheat, we cut that wheat, and then we cut down when the wheat would get down to a narrow strip. Them little young rabbits in the summertime, we would even out and catch rabbits in the summertime, eat them little young rabbits and have rabbit meat, rabbit meat.
rabbit stew and everything else.
Well, the only thing we're missing today, I wish my brother Herbert was here. He's so far away, but he
Right.
won't ever get here.
And I might explain why I got to be a Ellis. My daddy had about 10 of us, and these Ellises were a good friend of theirs, and they asked him for the youngest boy. And I was the youngest boy. And after so many years, of course, my daddy was a little reluctant about he said, I don't want people to think that I'm giving my children away by having them adopted, but they finally convinced him that he wouldn't be giving them away, just providing a better home for them because they didn't have any children and they needed somebody, you know, to take care of their part of their estate when they died. So he finally consented to do that. But for the connection was, and there was no disconnection. We always was recognized, and I was always recognized, and they always told me, you always be a Scot. It don't never change, and it didn't change. And so as the years grew, well then, as we started having family reunions and things like that, and it's been real nice.
Remember, this man Ellis, every Christmas,
Right.
y'all would invite out, you know, us.
Right.
And even in the country, then after y'all move right away,
Right.
you always invite us for Christmas dinner.
Yes.
She did that until she was disabled.
Yeah, the family was always a tie there. There wasn't no, you know, break off or nothing. So a lot of people wonder why. I've been asked a lot of times, why are you a Ellis and they are Scott and y'all full brothers? So that explains why it is.
Y'all might want to tell about the rest of the families, you know, ones that are not with us
Okay.
because of, you
I
know,
just mentioned that a little bit there about Hard. I mean about Herbert.
right, they live out of town, and those that
Yeah.
have already passed. And
Okay.
Lawrence, you can tell about your family and your son, your children, things like that.
Okay, I'll start off. My dad was Dan Scott Jr. and to that, and he was married to Carrie Scott Jester Scott. They married in uh, well, my dad was born in March of 1885, and my mother was born in March the 18th, 1885. And my dad died August the 7th, 1939, and my mother died January the 12th, 1948. And they married in March the 3rd, 1912. And to that family, it was 6 children born. Louis Scott, Lawrence Scott, Catherine Scott, Goldie Scott, John Perry Scott, and Samuel Scott. And we fortunate enough for all of us living except one. My sister, Miss Catherine, she passed in 1980. So we have been a very fortunate family.
You pick up on it. I think just go and name your dad's mom.
Oh, okay.
I'll add on something.
Okay. After that, this is, as I say, I'm the youngest boy of Lonzo Scott. He had 10 children. His name was Lonzo Scott. He married Mary Ivory. I can't remember just when they married because I was real small, but I knew they had 10 children. And of course, my older sister was named Annie Rose, and she's taken over as mother after my mother died. She's taken over as mother. And I may not name them all as they was born, but nevertheless, that was Annie Rose Scott, that was Jesse Scott, and then James Scott, that was Miles and Herbert Hallis, and Lonzo, named after my father, and then I was named after my uncle Clarence, and there was Juanita and Dot. I may not have them all as they were born, but nevertheless, that was the 10 that was in the family. Of course, I remember during the time, a lot of time we would have parched corn to eat for lunch. It may be funny, but we filled up on it. It was good. When we survived, we was good. And I remember one time, Brother Herbert was down in the creek and got a turtle hung in the thumb, and we had to take a knife and cut that turtle head off to get that turtle off his finger. They said he wouldn't ever come off unless it thundered. So we didn't take a chance on the thunder. That knife done the thunder. So I remember a lot of things I can remember just, like that. And I remember, as I say, when my father was a little reluctant in letting me go because these Ellises was a good friend of his, and they didn't have any children. They wanted the youngest boy, and so I was just happened to be the youngest boy. And I remember they lived at Bell Watts, about 5 miles from Greenbrier. That's where they call Wall Trace Lake, the Wall Trace Trace there now. And I remember crying about a week because I hadn't been used to being hadn't been used to being by myself, and I cried about a week. But they finally bought me a little old wagon, and I started playing with this little wagon and singing and one thing and another. And I got all right. But as I stated, we've always been close. I didn't get to see them all that often when I was small because they lived in one part of the county and I lived in the other part of the county. But nevertheless, there wasn't no thoughts about that. Because one thing I say about them, they told me that you always be a Scot. We just want to adopt you because if we ever have anything, didn't have anything then, but if we ever have anything, it'll be yours, so we don't have any children. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate the idea that they didn't try to pull me off of their own. Because I probably wouldn't have known any better if they had it, but I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah, getting back to the only four of us living now. James is passed and gone. Ann Rose passed and gone. Dorothy passed and gone. Juanita passed and gone.
Do you know the dates when they passed?
I don't have it with me.
Okay.
I got it home, but I didn't. When you get old, you don't think like you ought to. So I didn't think. I told Lawrence that I had. You know, I told you, Lawrence. I had them, then I'd come out and forget it. Yeah.
I got them somewhere around in my.
But four of us, before living, and one's in Arkansas, and one's in Nashville, which is me, and one brother, and two brothers live in Springfield. Hard and Clarence live in Springfield. Anything else you add on, Lawrence? Lord, what was yours now?
Yeah, about the school days, you want to.
Well, go back to school days. You gonna couple down? Have one more. Of course, I mean, we had to walk 3 miles a day. Well, 3 miles, my 3 miles there, 3 miles back, right?
Yeah, about 3 miles.
3 miles, 6, yeah.
6 miles a day.
6 miles.
We didn't walk, we run.
That's right.
And,
We did have some shortcuts.
yeah.
You could cut across the old people's farm.
You don't remember what the show could approach one time. Boog.
I remember that.
Boog got after us on board.
He had to go there. He had a haystack.
Right.
Sometimes he had to go and get in that haystack and keep that bull. While somebody else divert the bull so he could get it. And the man had some steps there on the end of, one end of the road where he could climb over, I believe. He had some steps, wooden steps, where he could climb over there. But a lot of times that bull would get between you and them steps and you couldn't get over them steps.
Yeah, but the man told us one time, the man kept on telling us, y'all could come through our field. We didn't ignore the man. And that bull got one morning, and we come to a fence. That bull got over fence, and we went to the house. And we went in the house, and that bull
Started pouring on that
pouring
house.
on that house, on that porch, you know. Cause I didn't get much education, but I got enough to get by with, I guess.
Well, Mother Witch meant more than anything.
Yeah. I was told that with a little job I had for 30
Still Mother Witch.
well, 30 years, and I told the lady, I said, I ain't got much education. She said, well, you got Mother Witch. That's worth more than your education. And
But Mom Mabel said.
And the school we went to was a one-room school, one teacher, and this teacher had to teach
8 classes.
eight classes, first through the 8th. But we had a real nice.
yeah.
And what the teacher would do, the kids that was advanced, say 6th, 7th grade, she'd help them teach the first grade. You know, they would. If you was 6th or 7th grade, then you could help us teach the first grade.
First grade.
Yeah. You could teach them ABCs. They had ABCs then.
Well, I never did like school too much myself. I was one of those slow ones. When my dad wanted me to stay at home to work, that was right in my alley.
Oh.
I had rather working to go to school. But I see right now where I made my mistake. You can't do nothing now without an education.
Yeah, right. Was our experience was worse than you did, I would like to go to school, And I went to school the whole year. And old man we worked for, which is named Martin Bigman, he told my daddy, get him out of school. I ain't got no education. And we had to drop out of school when the science examination. And we repeat that 8th grade right over again. Then my dad said, well, we'll let you go to Cedar Hill High School. And that day ain't come yet. They ain't come yet.
Here come Hardy.
Of course,
Come on up here, Hardy. We waiting on
Of
you.
course, come on
We
up here,
waiting on you.
So of course, at that time, you didn't have to have as much education as you do
No.
now. Of course, all this technology now, you know, you got to have that plus a skill. If you don't, you're lost.
You ain't got to have something now besides the mouth.
That's right.
And that head.
That's right. Everything is technology, and one thing and another.
Uncle, let me stop the show.
We waiting on
We
you.
waiting on you where you can tell your history. Okay, you start now?
Yeah, you talk.
Yeah, so yours.
Well,
Speak up.
I'll tell you what, when I was about, I guess, 3 or 4 years old, my mother died. I went to stay with Aunt Riney. Stayed up there until I got about, Riverside. Went back home. Stayed around a little while, left again. Went to Brentwood. Stayed there about 4 years. I left Brentwood, went to the Army, came back, and that's just about it.
When you went to Brentwood, I know that you go to Brent. Who you stay with in Brentwood?
I was a white lady over there.
I remember when you was Brentwood.
I've been with Reverend Frison a lot of times, you know. Reverend Frison, I never forget one day when Uncle George died and rose and did a calling on the phone and called for nickel dime them days and wrote a postcard. Told us, Reverend Frison, they want you to come out and preach the funeral. Uncle George is dead, and we got the card a day late. We come out here and them been buried.
Postcard nickel in with it.
No,
Penny,
a penny. And rose.
Phone call with the nickel.
Yeah, phone call with nickel. That's his postcard. Penny
Maybe
postcard.
they didn't have no phone. Where was you? Where was you?
Yeah, he's in Springfield.
Oh, you live in Springfield. You
Got
went
your-
to
You got,
Boots.
you got your white folks phone.
Probably didn't know I used the phone.
So that's the way it runs.
Well, Hart, you may want to tell everybody about your family, how many children you have, and
Oh yeah, I can get that straight now quick. Well, I got three boys. Paul Wayne.
When was you married? You right? You
I
started.
was born. I was married in 1947. I don't know what month it was. 1947. I got married. Built me a house. Been in that same house ever since. And in the house there we raised 3 kids. Paul Wayne Scott, Robert Earl Scott, and Alonzo Jr. Where they at now, I don't know. I know where Paul was at, but I don't know where the world. Yeah, I seen Robert a while ago.
But you do know they're all living.
Yeah, they're all in us now. They scattered around.
Well,
Means that they're- Yeah, I got 2 boys. James Edward Ellis and then his uncle Ellis. They both live in Nashville. No girl. Only girl. Lost one girl. I was one daughter, but she died in childbirth. So I settled for 2 boys.
well, I was married in 1948. I took my honeymoon in New York City.
Uh-oh.
I was just trying to go to the professional football, baseball. Baseball. Okay, I had 2 children, Mr. Miles Scott Jr. and Carolyn Head. They both survived. My wife passed in 1987. So I've been back ever since
You've
then.
been available ever since.
No, I ain't not available.
Well, I was married in 1943. 1953. And I've been married 44 years. I married in November. I married in February. I married the 22nd, so I wouldn't forget when I was married. That was a holiday. It's George Washington's birthday, so I can't forget that. I know married down his wife's house down on Bessie Street and 17th Avenue. I moved next door where I'm at now. I'm on the corner of 17th and Leota, stayed over there a while. Then I moved over here on 1513 and been here ever since.
Yeah, I'm picking up on that thing. Tell about Herbert, since he's not here.
Okay, you tell about it.
Okay. Got one brother in Arkansas, which is Herbert. They have, I think he married, what did he marry? He married, all of them married about the same time.
About the same time.
Yeah, I think he's married.
He married, maybe, I don't know where he might have been married. Anyway, I know his son.
What year you think he married?
His son, I married in 53, and he undoubtedly must have married maybe 53 or 51.
Yeah, I got all that down in the book. I found it, but I
He not said because his first son was born the 29th of May, of April. 29th of May. And my son was born the 3rd of May. Because he called me that night and said, well, I done beat you. And I called him right back the next day. I said, well, I got a memorial baby. I said, everybody celebrates this birthday, 30th of May. So we had a big laugh over that. So he must have married about the same time I did.
The only thing now, get back to Juanita. Not Juanita. Jesus can't say Juanita. Juanita passed and she had one child.
Right.
But she deceased too.
Right.
There was another, my sister was named Dorothy. And she had
4 children.
4 children.
Yeah, right. 3 girls and 1 boy.
No, she had 2 boys.
2 boys? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
She had 5.
He had 5 children. That's right.
3 girls and 2 boys.
2 boys, right.
And there's one of them deceased, which is the oldest boy. And the rest of them is one in Kentucky, one in Nashville, where Lewis is.
Over in, somewhere over in.
Hey, Levi Jr., where Lewis is?
Somewhere in the Bahamas.
Virgin Islands?
Virgin Islands?
Somewhere like that.
Yeah, and O.T. Jr., he's up in
O.T. Jr.
Detroit.
up in Detroit.
Yeah, right.
So that's just about my family, as long as you can pick up now. Tell about you
And
all your children.
well, James, my oldest brother.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Yeah,
him.
he didn't have any children.
No.
So, but he married Bessie Scott. Of course, he had a niece that they kind of halfway adopted. So everything he had went to her. But he died in a car wreck and going to down in Mississippi. And,
I'll never forget that day.
never forget that day. Never forget that day.
Well, what about Alice? Put in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you talk about Alice.
Now Alice, one lives in Denver,
He lived in
Colorado.
Denver, Colorado.
She didn't have no children, but I think all her husband's niece's name was her children.
Yeah, right.
And she died in 1991. And I went there, myself and her, but it was all I was went. But I stayed 21 days.
Right.
And I retired in 93. And when she died in 1991, I did more work then than I did since I retired. Yeah. Okay, Lawrence, that's it. That's all of
And
How about Jesse?
You got the most.
Oh, wait a minute, Jesse.
Yeah, you got.
She married, she married
Cullum.
Cullum.
Cullum Humphrey.
And no children there.
No children there.
And Rose never been married. No children.
I guess they all figured Daddy had so many children, they didn't want that. He had 10, there's nobody ever said with him. 2 about all, let's see. Well, other sister had 5 baby girls.
Yeah, dog and
Oh,
one of them.
Others had 1, but the rest of us had 1 and 2. That's it.
Yeah, I had 2 was enough for me.
2 enough for me too.
They had some old seeds somewhere. Get around.
Okay. Well, I didn't know.
You let it go.
You go.
I went overseas, but I don't know what I had. I had a chance to get some, but I don't know what I had in the
The only thing got him, but he just about 20 years old, please.
No, well, no, oh yeah, and I was married in 1948, my second marriage. I didn't have no children, but have had one stepdaughter and five stepchildren, granddaughter, and about 8 great-great-granddaughters. And Lewis was married in 1949, and he had two children, 2 boys. And Catherine was married in 1949. They didn't have any children. And John Perry, he married, I don't know what year he married, but he had plenty of children.
He made up for them and didn't have no He got about 8. He got about 8.
8. And Goldie, she's married, she have 2. And Sam's married, and he have 1, expecting another one.
I don't see I'm not done that again.
You talking about Sammy?
No, not Sam, no. Sam's granddaughter, daughter. Let me back up there. Sam was married, had 1 child, and his daughter have 1 child and expecting another one.
I'll settle that.
That's not what you've been doing over there.
Yeah, I'm glad you bring me out on that.
Now, John John got 8.
Yeah, he got 8.
He got 8.
How many grandchildren he got?
He got 3 or 4. Maybe more than that.
Yeah, he got about 5 grandchildren, and then he got a
one great grandchild, I know. Maybe more than that. Yeah, I know he got 1 great grandchild.
I don't know, somebody was telling me about Dan having Dan got a child? You know anything about it?
I don't know anything about it. No, I don't know about
John Perry's boys.
No, I don't think he's a boy.
Dan one worked out too.
Down there, but he's in
He's up in
South Carolina now working.
Oh, he may have a child. He never tell about these boys.
Somebody was telling me about him.
He might have one. I ain't heard Bert say anything about it, though.
Well, they know.
I know that, you don't tell that too fast. How long you been out here, man? All the morning?
We
Yes.
got you about 10,
About
10.
10.
Not too long ago. Anything else you think we need to talk about?
Yeah. Talk about Lewis. Yeah, Lewis went to college, stayed 1 week. He forgot about how to call a mule. He went there, come back home and said, Lawrence told Lewis, get your mules up. Lewis said, how you call a mule? Muley. Lawrence said, you better call that mule, boy. Yeah, that's how I see Lewis. I'll tell you about that mule. I don't never forget that mule.
That really, he like to hear that.
Yeah, last time he was here.
The husband asked you, yeah, he done told me about that.
Hey, Lawrence. Yeah. Tell about the time we made that biscuits up there or something, and Hog wouldn't even eat the dough.
You wasn't in there, were you?
Yeah, I didn't. I'm right in the middle.
I didn't know you was there.
Yeah, I was in there. Lawrence and Tom and Herbert. We out there trying to get this bread. We have to go make a pie. Hog wouldn't eat it. Uncle Dan called us, see?
Yeah, one day, my dad and mother, they was coming to Nashville, and we the boys, Tom, Herbert, and Hardy, and myself, we got together, and we decided we was going to cook a dinner for ourselves. So we killed the chicken, and fixed this chicken, and
And I think Tom was gonna make the bread, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Tom was gonna make the bread. He made the bread, and that bread was so bad the hog wouldn't eat it.
I wouldn't eat the bread.
And we went down there and run them hogs and got them hot and everything. And Dad forgot something. He'd come back and call us. Boy, we was in trouble there.
Yeah. Hey, Lord, tell us what time with the Uncle Dan come to town, get some ice, make that ice cream, get much ice cream right your nose. You remember that?
Yeah.
You made that ice cream?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ice cream right your nose. Well, eat some ice cream. Hey, man, I tell about the time you, honey them said y'all went out and got Jenny.
Yeah, we had the, you know, the name went out there and I told her I come on. Miss comes in and sick. You know, kind of here and everything. And she told us, y'all get out of here. And me and honey all sit there like in here. She said, well, I bet y'all get out of here, get the shotgun, I bet y'all get out of here. She ready to go get that shotgun and we went out that back door. Yes, honey, did that.
Yeah, Jesse one fell.
Yes, one fell.
Yeah,
Oh, somebody fell. We all jumped on top of him. Going out the door. Yeah.
It's time to start up, baby. Step off with it.
Honey said it was Jesse.
Yeah, Jesse won. I know Jesse, honey won. Yeah.
We wanted to get the Lewises in on this occasion, but
Okay.
we wasn't fortunate enough to get into them here. But anyway, how the Lewises came into the Scott family, our granddaddy, his brother, Joe Scott, and I don't know what his wife's name, but anyway, they had, I know it was two girls, Jenny, cousin Jenny and cousin Liza. And cousin Liza was married to Will Lewis.
Right.
And they have a very large family too. I just couldn't.
Oh, God. It's a big family.
You know, I mean, it is. Yeah, a lot of
Yeah, see, my dad and Dallas, yeah, they be first cousins. They be first cousins.
And
That's why
how,
they come in there.
Yeah, that's how the Lewis
come in.
come into the Scott family.
And Meg Washington, well, she's not in the family, but she didn't know all. She know what's been knowing us all our lives. Anyway, she said she know she's been knowing us all our lives. And said she would have been at the family union, you know, at your church.
Right.
Only thing they had, Pastor White, Clark, that's the only way.
Right.
Said she had never missed it. She's been coming ever since we started. Said she's been coming. And she knew all of us. Cause I knew her. Well, long time I know her better than that, but I worked with her, on the same farm.
Probably did.
For a long time. Her and Bob and all of them one time.
I would like to get this together and get this history together, what we've talked about today, to see if we couldn't get a book printed up.
Right.
To so Herbert Jr. said that he would fix it if we could get get all the information to him.
He could fix it up. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's a lot. Of course, a lot that we don't really know.
No.
And not we haven't said, but
It'll be a long time.
good time to start. Good place to start.
and then if you have a book of it,
Right.
I mean,
Always add some more to it if
yeah.
Something else
some of them come up. Yeah.
So that's something we can think about and start working on it
Right.
and get it to her. But he said he would
Put it together,
Yeah.
and compile it there. Right. So this is a good start. I don't know how I'm going to look on that film, but I hope I'm looking pretty good.
Be like, it's something else. Be like, well, that boy got killed on that. Yeah. I mean, the boy was standing there, so I ain't gonna be that picture. Me and him turned around and went that way, and this woman took a video, they called her.
When was that?
That was about last year, 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
I was on television that night.
It was.
So I didn't know it myself. So somebody called and told me about it. You on television, you on television. I looked the next morning, I called
Yeah,
the next
we
morning. Yeah. I was getting it too. I was yeah, I was getting it.
If you'd been a crook, they'd have caught you, wouldn't you?
You ain't lying. Well, we don't
I
slack
guess
up
that's
now.
about. My name is Alonzo Hardy Scott. I ain't supposed to say no more.
Cordell to come up because Cordell has some good information also as well about the family back after the beginning of time. And I'd like for you to hear some of this information. But not very small, right? Not very small, that's right. But Cordell, if you would come up in your way and share, this piece of information, and then we will counter our business session. But the point being is that we're actively trying to record information about Scott Lewis, the Cannon family, all that's present. So, when we get to be 76, 86, and 96 Lord's willing, then we can share with others. So that's a while. You look around now, Faye, Lloyd, Val, Jr., they're getting up in age too.
Speak up.
I'm here. Here's the Scott family tree. Richard Scott and Anna Green. 831 Scott Lawn. They both of them came from Virginia. Richard Scott was born in 1804. Hannah Scott was born in 1850. They had a son, Richard. He's the oldest son. Scott was Joseph Scott. He was born in 1843, died in 1930. Five, John Scott, 1872. Second was Elijah Scott, that's Allison County's mother. She was born in 1875. And this is Bonnie Scott. I know you guys probably don't even know him, but he was born in 1879. And then Jenny Scott, 1886, and Old Scott, 1888. And next we have William Scott. He was born in 1844, died in 1929. He married Louise Gilliam from Dixon, Tennessee. She died, they got married in 1877. She died in 1884. They had two kids. Lisa Scott, she married George Finney. And he had a son, William Henry Scott. Okay, next is Dan Scott. Dan Scott was born in 1851, died in 1931. He married Mahalia Pratt. First son was Faith Scott, born in 1872. Second was Miles Scott, 1878. Third was Mark Scott, 1881. Fourth was Dan Scott, 1885. Fifth was Alonzo Scott, 1887. Sixth was Ruth Scott,
1890, 7th was August, 1892, 8th was Clarence Scott, 1896. Dan was married a second time to Lou Manley. Scott. She had 2 kids. Will Scott, Willie Scott, she was born in 1908. And then Hawaii Scott, she was born in 1911. Altogether, Dan had 10 kids. He was a preacher, farmer. Back then, ladies really couldn't be nothing but housekeepers and housewives. So they had a lot of kids. You know what I'm saying? All right. First was Sarah James Scott. She was born in 1841. She died in 1925. She married Jack Cash. She didn't have no kids, but she was the front person around Robinson County. She owned a lot of property, and she worked on the Western Plantation, as a maid or whatever. And she was the front person. Okay, the last child, Caledonia Scott, she was born in 1853, died in 1929. And she had three kids. And the first one was Frank Scott. She was born in 1878. The second child was Leah Scott. She was born in 1880. She married Wiley Dorff. And they lived in Clark Street, Montgomery County. Okay, and the last child was Ada Scott. Then she married a daughter. And she was born in 1883. Okay, Scott sometime after emancipation in 1866, in this area, emancipation started in 1866. Richard Scott was known as Richard Watson. And a lot of people sit behind that, because he was still on the Watson plantation at the time. When he left Todd County, Kentucky, he became personal property of the Watson. That's how they see him. They know him as personal property. And he was personal property of him. He had these 5 kids. He was a farmer, and his wife, she helped along too. Both of them worked in the field hard. And in 1865, I think he had a contract. I got a contract here. I showed some of y'all last year that he worked for the people, and it described the whole family. It described their age, their complexion, everything on the contract. And also, I have a will when Sarah Jane Harris died, and she stated that all about her heirs, all of them was broke. And she died in 1926. Well, this was 1926. And she stated that Dan Scott was going to left $10.50. She left William Scott $10.75. She left Joseph Scott $10.50. And Caledonia, she left $10.50. Well, a lot of people really didn't know Sarah Jane Harris and William Scott and Caledonia was part of Scott. A lot of people really thought it was two Scots. But now it was 5 Scots all together. And they were all working hard people. It's just like Dan Scott, he was a preacher, missionary Baptist church. Joseph Scott, he was a preacher. And both of them, the whole family, they worked hard, they strived to get somewhere in life. And just say, young people coming up today, how hard they work for. Back then, if they could see that they need to work a little bit harder. Because young people nowadays, they're like, well, I can't do this, I am not going to do that type of job. They had to start from scratch. On their hands, knees, tobacco fields, cotton fields, and work hard. For us, they kind of paved the way for us. And we need to appreciate that. Not saying that kids need to grow up and want to be in the field, nothing of that stuff, but it's just respect the older people. You see some older people, young kids, you need to respect them because they paved the way for us. Without them, we would have been here. And we need to kind of appreciate older people. I got a cousin here